This is something that's woken me up. This fight scares me, plays in my mind at night. It's hard to sleep. I had two options: run away or say, you will not stop me.
It's all the strength work that they've asked of me. I haven't said that anything's too much and I can't do it. I've always given my best in the gym. And in terms of the power, you're gonna have to tune in December 19th on Netflix to see if this right hand still carries the power that it did at 250 pounds.
Jake Paul, you got some big balls, and I've got to give him respect for taking this fight. I'm ready.
Jake Paul felt very nervous as he watched a video of Anthony Joshua hitting the pads during training. Joshua's speed and power were not for fun. They showed how serious and focused he was. He looked fast, strong, and tough, throwing punches like he was warning anyone who dared to fight him. Jake Paul, who usually chooses his fights carefully, did not ignore this. He admitted that this could be the most dangerous fight he has ever faced.
It's very high risk, but guess what? It's very high reward. If he pulls this out, he is unequivocally the owner of boxing. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, it was an honor to be invited to America to come and perform in front of some amazing people. The Miami crowd, the international crowd, so I just said it's got to be done. They want to see some big punches thrown and some knockouts, and we're going to deliver. Jake Paul, he got some big balls, and I've got to give him respect for taking this fight because I'm fucking ready.
Does he understand there's a lot of risk? Yes. Does he know Anthony Joshua can put him to sleep? Absolutely. But he has this sense of belief, this sense of clarity that it's his time.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a kid with a big heart that wants to change the world, disruptor, and I never took no for an answer, and I'm just chasing my dreams, having fun, and living the American dream.
At the open workout before his big fight with Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua looked like a serious heavyweight on a mission. He hit the pads hard, moved his feet well, and stayed fully focused, reminding fans why he was once the best. Joshua spoke clearly and firmly, saying this is not a show fight. He plans to fight with full power and aggression when they meet in Miami. Paul has made it very clear that he is not here just to show up. He truly believes he can beat Anthony Joshua and is very determined. Paul says he likes facing the biggest challenges in boxing, and this fight is no different. Even though most people expect Joshua to win, Paul says he is ready to surprise the world with a huge upset.
It's a testament to hard work and every single day dedicating yourself to a craft, pushing through when you don't want to be there, and it all pays off in the long run. And believing in yourself, setting goals that people think are impossible. That's really what my story is all about, and that I hope to inspire kids at home. I set these goals, everyone laughs at them, and then I'm the one laughing in the end. Yeah, one of us is going to sleep. That's what we're going to do here. That's what this heavyweight fight's all about.
There you go, Miami! Liam, make some noise! Jake Paul!
In press conferences and interviews, Paul said he plans to use movement, speed, and smart tactics to slow down the former champion. He believes he can stay away from Joshua's power and outscore him over 8 rounds.
League fighters for some time now. There was some questioning whether you actually meant that. Do you feel that you've earned some credibility amongst boxing purists now?
I'm not even sure who the boxing purists are. Like, where are they? You know, like, who are these people that we talk about, and how pure are they? They can't be that pure. They go to church every day. I don't know, brother.
Do you feel like you've earned some respect from those fans who watch?
I don't know. Because I don't know who they are or where they are.
They don't exist.
Like, it's like It's like this peanut gallery that doesn't exist. Oh, Jake's not good. Jake's not good for boxing. Like, bro, where are these people? I don't see them on Twitter anymore. It's dead. It's dead.
Well, a lot of people do analyse your boxing skills. In terms of your opinion, what do you think the biggest improvement you've made as a fighter over the last 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like footwork, defense, having the experience on the fight night, staying calm, jab, combinations, body work, countering, feints, like just a lot of stuff, you know?
Paul's mindset is very intense. He says he is ready to risk everything to win, showing how serious and focused he is as the fight gets closer. He believes he won't just compete with Anthony Joshua. He plans to knock him out and shock the world in what he calls the biggest upset ever. Even as a big underdog against a former two-time champion, Paul says one of them will get knocked out, and he's ready to take his chance. Joshua has spoken about Jake Paul with some respect, praising his hard work while trusting his own experience. He says Paul is truly trying to become a better boxer, not just a famous name looking for attention. That dedication helps explain why this fight is so big. Still, Joshua believes his many years at the top give him a strong advantage, and he plans to use that experience to control the fight and wear Paul down both mentally and physically.
The boxer is kind of a hard one to gauge, right? Because he fights opponents that aren't your traditional boxing opponents you'd face at the point of his career. When you look at him and his ability, can you rank him compared to the guys that you have fought in your career? And where would he rank?
The start of my career. Yeah, he'll be someone that I would have fought early on in my career. Yeah, I've got a lot of experience now. But yeah, someone at the start of my career, I'd say. But I don't know who to say exactly. But maybe someone at the start of my career.
Anthony, Charlotte Daly from Daily Mail.
Hello.
I was actually talking to Eddie Hearn recently about this matchup with Jake Paul, and he was saying about the Daniel Dubois defeat, and that potentially it was more painful than people may have anticipated or imagined. Is taking a fight with Jake Paul trying to find that fun again and that enjoyment again in boxing?
Boxing is not such a fun sport. You can't play boxing.
Across the boxing world, many professionals have raised concerns about how real and safe this fight is. While some see the money opportunity, very few believe it is a true or serious matchup.
Don't put it past Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua, as much as he's a monster, he's got a weak mind, hasn't he? So Jake could end up getting into it because Jake's got everyone eating out the palm of his hand. He's a very clever man. So
you really think he's got a chance?
Why wouldn't he have a chance? Look how confident he is. I mean, come on. Like, Anthony would have all the pressure in the world, and if Anthony didn't do him with the first few punches, he'd start doubting himself in his head, because that's what he does. But no, Anthony should win, shouldn't he? But
what do you make of Tyson Fury saying that he's going to put $1 million bet on Jake winning by knockout?
Tyson to leg it, lad. He's retired about 50 times. What's he on about, mate? Just tell him to leg it, and I'd love him. If he walked in here, I'd obviously...
At one point you were good friends.
I'm still good friends, but obviously if he walked in here, I'd act like I'm not talking about him, but then on the camera I'm talking, you know? Is this not what we're on?
Fair enough.
Is everyone not fake, or no? We all... What are we on here? Are we all acting like we don't hate each other? Like, come on. Like, what?
You're on absolute smoke today.
Shut your mouth, Tyson. Shut your trap.
Former champion Carl Froch says fighting Paul could hurt AJ's reputation and take him off the path to being a Hall of Fame great. At the same time, AJ has said his health matters most, and that his real legacy is walking away healthy. At a recent press conference, Joshua answered critics calmly and said he doesn't waste energy on negative voices. He focuses on the people who believe in him, not on doubters. He admitted the fight may seem unusual, but said he's not afraid to take a big chance, entertain fans, and challenge himself without future regret.
A lot, really, because if this is going to be his last fight, fighting this clown show, I mean, it's not ideal, is it? It's no ideal way to go out, but people would argue, well, he's just taking the money and running. So you can't really argue with that. So that's it for another episode of Froch on Fighting. I had to get my opinion out there, because I know you've all been waiting for it. It's a shame, really. I'd like to see Anthony Joshua, actually, even though I don't believe he can do it. But when Eddie Hearn tells us that AJ is going to become a 3-time world champ, it'd be nice to see the rebuilding process and get back behind him. 1 or 2 easy fights and then go for a world title. And this could be one of the 2 easy fights. But I just think if you're going to jump in with fake Paul at this level, which is like I say, arguably a massive mismatch, it's no way to step towards or climb a ladder to get towards that world title. So this, for me, tells me that Anthony Joshua knows he's finished at any sort of elite level or world level. He won't be trying to go down the world title level anymore. This is just a cash out. So good luck to him. Fair play to him, but hopefully when he's finished this fight, he'll be honest with us and say, listen, I've milked it, I've creamed it, I've had an unbelievable touch at the end of my career. I mean, he's already had an outrageous touch, hasn't he, with the involvement of Saudi Arabia, and now he's just creaming it at the end. He's got fake Paul, which is massive. Great for AJ, fair play to him. Anybody would do the same at the end of the career he's had. You know, he's not an elite heavyweight, is he? He's never going to come back and become a world champion again, in my opinion.
Former British boxer Amir Khan warned that this fight could be very risky for Jake Paul. He said it's not just a tough matchup, but a dangerous one. Khan explained that Joshua's power, size, and experience give him a huge edge, and one clean punch could cause serious harm. He stressed that Paul has never faced that kind of force before, and one bad shot could change a fighter's life.
Great fight, and I think Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? Yeah, why do you look surprised when I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro, you're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's going to get hurt badly, and this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly, because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on there. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
Well, when you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat styles there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ is going to do the same to what's it called again? Jake Paul.
Many boxing experts are seriously worried that Jake Paul's fight with Anthony Joshua could be very dangerous. They say the big gaps in size, experience, and power make it risky. Joshua is a former 2-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist with skills Paul has never faced. Experts warn that one clean punch from Joshua could change the fight, or even a life, and call the matchup a dangerous mismatch.
I do believe it because AJ is involved, and I think AJ would struggle to. He's going to take enough flack over this, but again, it's money talk. So I think AJ will struggle because it is an Owen situation. If he goes in there, Jake Paul lasted the distance. What does he tell you about AJ? Apart from he's just earned an extra 50 million quid. If he goes there and struggles with Jake Paul, then what do you say about AJ? Your heydays are well and truly over. If he goes in there and knocks him out, then I'll say that's to be expected. So the glory, there's probably not much glory in it, apart from the haters of Jake Paul to say, right, I've got rid of this kid. I think it's very brave of Jake Paul. So now the problem child has got us to believe this fight's actually happening. So now you've got our attention. So now you've got to back up the boast. It's not about, you're not playing tiddlywink. This is the only game you can't play. You can play football, golf, tennis. You can't play boxing.
Paul's promoter, Nikisa Badarian, has spoken about worries over the size difference between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. He admitted Joshua is much bigger, with Paul usually weighing just over 200 pounds, but said their team is not worried. He explained that Paul has grown into fighting at heavyweight and is not scared of the challenge. Badarian said Paul has handled bigger fighters before and believes his better skills, added strength, and fast improvement make the fight possible despite the size gap.
9th, so a month from now, and it's been a phenomenal ride, and a lot of it is due to him.
In terms of his fighting record, it's a good one, isn't it? He's just beaten a former world champion. He's now being talked about as an opponent for Anthony Joshua. Can that fight happen?
I think the fight can absolutely happen. I'm looking at it as Jake versus Joshua, which is quite biblical and it's quite impactful in many ways. If you look at Anthony Joshua, I think he is 28-4, if I'm not mistaken, and 2 of his losses are against Alexander Usyk. Usyk weighed in at 220 pounds for those fights. Jake is not Usyk, a lot more years of experience needed to get to that level, but Jake walks around between 208 and 210, and he fought Mike Tyson at 228 pounds. So I think size-wise, we can get comfortable with it, and I think experience-wise, Jake is learning very fast and growing, and And Joshua is a little long in the tooth. So it could be a very interesting matchup. And we're actively discussing it with Matchroom.
Promoter Eddie Hearn said there's something almost crazy about Jake Paul going after a fight with Anthony Joshua. It's not impossible, but the risk is huge and the money is tempting. Hearn called it a dangerous mismatch, warning that putting the inexperienced Paul against a top heavyweight like Joshua is very risky. He said the money is tempting, but Joshua's power, experience, and size could quickly overwhelm Paul and even end his career if things go wrong.
Let's talk about AJ ever so quickly. I watched Jake Paul the weekend. I feel a bit dirty saying that because I'm not a fan of his, but he did say after the fight that he's sort of having DMs or he's dropping text messages to AJ. They're having a chat about a potential fight. What's your view on that, Eddie?
Well, look, he's calling out Gervonta Davis, who is a 135-pound lightweight, and he's calling out Anthony Joshua, that's a heavyweight monster. I think Jake Paul is crazy enough to fight Anthony Joshua because the money would be absolutely obscene. It's a catastrophic mismatch that people would tune in to watch because it would lead to the end of Jake Paul. Hopefully not literally, but it's that dangerous that, you know, it's a fight that I don't think should really happen, if I'm honest. I would say about Jake Paul, and I've said this in a couple of interviews today, I do think you start after giving him a margin of respect. You know, I think this guy is going through the motions, he's putting the hard spars in. He just went 10 rounds with, yes, a washed up fighter, but a former world champion that did train for that fight. But they're very clever in terms of the opponents that they pick. They're not going to gamble unless the money's out of control. And it wouldn't surprise me if Jake Paul, wanted to move forward with an Anthony Joshua fight. Honestly, AJ's coming tonight. He's not exactly looking at Jake Paul going, oh, that's my dream opponent. No. Would he go in there and give him a hiding for, you know, a massive chunk of money? Probably. I'd be saying, yeah, go on. I'd like to see it.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But, as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world, make the fight.
Will Paul shock the world with a huge upset, or will Joshua's power and experience win? Share your guess below.